Happy Monday, YouTube family. Thank you for joining us again on Driving Up Stocks. This will be another one of our Robinhood Portfolio Challenge updates. This will be for the week ending March 13th, 2020. And giving you an update on how we started off the new week here on the 16th, which, as I'm sure all of you know, and all of you watching this in the future know, is not good. Not good at all. We're doing very badly out there. Reason being, obviously, the craziness with the coronavirus. It has reached pandemic status worldwide. Stocks are down, businesses are shut down, schools are shut down. Here in Ohio, I know it's different in different parts of the country, but here in Ohio, the governor is saying that the kids might possibly not get back to school the rest of this school year. Over in the UK, I just saw an article this morning stating that they're already making plans for this lasting into 2021. This is serious. Wow. I know there's a lot of hype out there, and those of you that tuned in on the live stream last week when I was a guest over on the Helpful Entrepreneur channel, we talked a little bit about that, whether it was something being hyped up or not. I know in my last video I mentioned that I hope my feeling is right, that we're just really being proactive with this and trying to nip it in the bud as quickly as possible. Yeah, granted, some places are moving very slowly, and it seems like what we're doing here stateside might be a little bit slow, you know, where initially it was let's not gather more than 100 in a place, and then like, oh my gosh, that's not working, let's make it 50, when maybe when we saw what was going on, we should have just threw it at no more gatherings of 50 or more until further notice right off the bat. Kind of missed that. But yeah, this is very serious. People are getting sick. Granted, you know, looking at previous, like your SARS, your H1N flu, or H1N1 bird flu, that kind of stuff, maybe the death toll isn't as high, but oh my gosh, I saw it put into perspective yesterday because there's a 90% survival, 97% survival rate, you know, on this coronavirus. So it's like, oh, you know, I'm not too worried because, you know, only 3% of the people have passed from it. But the way I saw it best put into perspective, they said, imagine if you went to work and you work with 100 people and all of a sudden you came in the next day and 3 of them had died. Wow. So that 3% is still a lot when you're talking about a death toll. So very serious. And what has it done to the market? What is it? Today, Monday morning, I think they've already had 2 or 3 of those circuit breakers where if the market drops below, I believe it's 7%, or drops 7% or more in one shot, that it trips that breaker and halts trading for anywhere between 15 minutes and potentially the rest of the day. I think that's already been tripped twice today. So at the end of trading on Friday the 13th there, fitting, my portfolio was down to $137.87. I was actually up about $3 on the day. There was a little bit of a rebound on Friday. It started to dip back down late Friday, but I still did overall end up at about $3 up. But by Monday, after the opening bell and obviously a couple of those circuit breaker trips, I'm down to $118.75. Ridiculous. My month to date, I am down 46% in my portfolio. Whoa. And again, I've got a very small portfolio, so that just decimates my portfolio. But think about the ones that have, you know, millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and that's their livelihood tied up in the stock market. And if they just lost 46%, granted, we said we were doing this, you know, to show that you can kind of make it by starting off with nothing. So I've still got more than I put in. Again, and until it drops below $90, I'm still ahead, even though, you know, with money that I've put in personally. So, you know, even though it's a big hit we're taking, it's money that I've just earned and accumulated through growth and through referrals for people signing up for Robinhood. So I haven't really felt the full impact yet, but it's getting very close, and it sounds like it's going to get worse before it gets better. So just insane things going on out there. In other news, I did get a dividend of a whole penny. Again, that was off my first fractional share. I did buy a fractional share. I got $2 worth of O stock, which is Realty Income. I think I ended up $2 got me like 4% of a stock or something crazy like that. I mean, very small amount. So Robinhood rounds up to the nearest penny, so I got a 1 penny dividend over the weekend from that. And since we did just have a dividend payout there, and the other stock that I was looking at throwing my $2, because I've had $2.45 just sitting in my account for about a month now. So I was kind of looking for something to kind of get, I talked about whether or not I was going to get a little bit of that Apple hospitality REIT or a fractional share of just kind of increase my position there, working towards a full share. Or I had my eye on AMC, of course, again, because they dipped down under $3, and if they had gotten down in that $2.40 range, I was actually going to buy a share there, but they actually picked back up. They have been very proactive in what they're doing. Just announced they're not going to allow more than 50 ticket sales for each showing, so definitely limiting what they have. So what I did is over the weekend, the cryptocurrencies had really dropped. They are still dropping today, but they were starting to make a little bit of a rebound. So I jumped in on one I didn't have, which was Bitcoin SV. I put $2 into that. It immediately stopped its run, of course. Terrible luck there. Yesterday it made a nice run up. I got in when it was at $123, so I got $2 worth of a coin there. It went up to like 128 or 129. Unfortunately, every couple days, Robinhood is down from like 530 to 605, somewhere in there, to do site maintenance on the crypto site or crypto part of their app. And it was down at that time when it was going up, of course. It still stayed up for a while, but I was, trying to get at least a dime worth of profit out of that. And then, of course, it just dropped right off the table and has basically been dropping ever since. It did kind of steady out. It's been up and down, but it's basically been sitting around that $118 mark on that Bitcoin SV, but still getting killed on the cryptos there. But everything's getting crushed right now. So that's kind of the activity we had in the last few days. I did want to talk, when I was on the live stream last week, I did mention that, as these stocks are dipping, it's a good time to buy in because they hadn't done anything with their dividends yet. But that didn't mean they weren't going to, which Ford had just paid out their dividend, which I had gotten 45 cents off of that because I have 3 shares, 15 cents a share is what they paid out. Right after they paid out their dividend, they did announce that they were going to temporarily cut their dividends until we kind of see where this whole thing goes. And then AMC, they dropped theirs down to 3 cents a share. So there are some cuts coming out there, but we are still getting some dividend payouts there. So hang on tight to that stuff. I know it's hard. I know it's really scary. It's hard to hang on to that stuff with the volatility and all the uncertainty, and we don't know how long this is going to last, but hang tight, folks. It will recover. It's just going to take some time. As I mentioned in that last video, just be careful what you're investing in. Do your research. Make sure you pick up something that's going to have some longevity, something that this hit isn't going to bankrupt. You look at what's happening with the cruise lines, the airlines. It's temporary. Granted, if you have a smaller company, like Carnival Cruise Line, they're not going to go anywhere. They're going to take this hit on the chin for a while, but they'll rebound. But I can't even think of a smaller cruise line. But you look at some of those real small independent kind of deals that are publicly traded. Those are the kind of things that could be impacted because they just don't have the numbers and the size, the market cap to support a hit like this. But it's everywhere. So let me know in the comments where you're at. Where do you live? What kind of quarantines are in place? Is it affecting your work? Like currently, right now, I'm on my way to work. They have not quarantined us. I know some places in the area they've given like you know, the people that don't do the work, like myself, managers, can work from home. But the actual ones that go out and do the physical labor every day have to keep coming in, which cracks me up. It's like the ones that really honestly have no impact on the company, they're letting have the time off. But anyhow, we haven't done anything. They're still reviewing. They're still working with our corporate office to kind of monitoring the situation. And obviously what the governor is dictating is kind of what they're going to have to do eventually. But for now, we are kind of business as usual. So we shall see. But I'm curious to know what's going on in your state, your country, as far as quarantines and activity and everything to combat this pandemic. Let me know how your stocks are doing. Are you in the green at all? Because I've off and on had some stocks in the green, but then usually by the end of the trading day, they're back down into the red. So let me know how things are going for you. You know, I appreciate everyone that's been reaching out. We did hit 170 subscribers over the weekend, so you know, thank you for that. I'm assuming my subscriber count and everyone's subscriber count and view counts are going to go up here in the next few weeks due to this virus. Because I mean, what else do you have to do besides, you know, if you're quarantined, besides sit at home and watch YouTube? I don't know. So I do have some news coming up. I'll probably do an update video. You know, again, I said this is Monday. This video is going to drop late Monday. By the time I get through it and everything, you know, I'm on my way to work, so I obviously won't do anything at work. But I'll edit this and get it out after work. But I will have an update video in the next couple of days, just kind of letting you know some future things going on with the site and some changes going on personally. That are going to affect the channel, obviously. So stay tuned for that. You know, make sure you hit the like button on this one, subscribe, share my channel out to your friends. I'd love to get to that 1,000 subscriber mark, and this is the perfect time to try to do that, is when you know, everybody's just hanging out watching YouTube. So I appreciate you tuning in. Be safe out there, stay healthy, take care of yourselves. I appreciate the heck out of all of you. Thank you for tuning in. Hope your week is going great. Take care.